Welcome, friends, it's the Movie Film Podcast. The Movie Film Podcast, enjoy the show. Zachy and Brian are talking about movies. Movie Film Podcast on the radio.
Welcome to a movie film commentary track. My name is Zachy Hassan, and I have atomic batteries to power, turbines to speed.
Oh, wait, Zachy.
Yes?
Wrong movie.
Oh, wrong movie. Well, that's okay. Hey, I like this movie too.
Me too.
We're here to talk about Batman 1989. That voice was Brian Hall, who you just heard.
Hello.
Brian, I love this movie.
I do too. And I have realized in recent years that not everybody does.
Yes. But
a lot of people do, but not everybody does. And so I think during this commentary, we'll spend some time explaining why.
Yes.
Why it's so near and dear to us.
Batman 1989, which we now call it Batman 1989. Like, that's,
yeah.
We have to do that. But it is celebrating its 30th anniversary on the day that you are listening to this. Well, no, not on the day that you're... On the day that this drops.
Yeah.
You might be listening to it whenever. You might be listening to this far into the future. This podcast might be the last remnant of humanity discovered by aliens in the nuclear wreckage of what was once San Francisco.
And they're like, if we have learned anything to this like high council, it's that Batman 89 was good.
Batman 89 was a moment, though. Like, you had to have lived through it to understand what it meant.
Fully, for sure. Yes,
right.
To fully comprehend. This was a phenomenon.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'll go even further and say you had to be the age we were.
Maybe to love it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could certainly go, what the heck is going on? You know, like, I mean, well, Kevin Smith, right? For example, he's a little bit older than us, and he seemed like sort of in the middle on it, right? Like, I think he was wowed by it, but he has his qualms.
Yes.
Because he was a little more deeply rooted in other Batman lore. And for me, I was 9 when it came out, and this was, aside from the TV show,
yes,
this was my first, like, just being thrust into the world of Batman. I was like, this is Batman to me.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I mean,
I had no qualms with this movie at all. This was just what I was being told, and I was like, I am on board.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
You know, that's exactly right. So this is a conversation I've really been looking forward to having, obviously, because I know what a big fan Brian is of this film. And up until like 2 weeks ago, Brian, you and I had never watched this movie together.
That's correct.
So we are now going to watch it together again.
Yes.
And talk through it and have the conversation that was flitting around inside our brain pan as we were watching the movie in the theater.
Yes. And I just have to throw out there, unfortunately, I'm suffering from a bit of a cough this week, and Zachy tends to make me laugh a lot. So I'll probably have a little bit of a rasp going on. I'm going to try to hit my mute button as much as I can, but just, I'm not dying. I'm okay.
So that's why I'm going to be slightly more reserved on this commentary. I'll be like, yes. That is amusing.
Yes. See, that's just going to make me laugh.
All right, so hey, folks, we're about to watch one of our favorite movies. This is Batman from 1989. It is the only version, so if you want to watch along with us, please feel free. Otherwise, hey, we're gonna keep the next couple hours packed with lots of conversation. So feel free to just listen along if that's all you want to do. You ready to do this, Brian?
Let's do it.
So we will go 1, 2, 3, play, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, play. And there's that Warner Brothers logo. I can hear Danny Elfman's music already.
Yes. I have to say, yeah, so a couple weeks ago, what Zachy was referring to was that he and I and our friend Federico went to go see this when AMC was showing this. special presentation, I think, to sort of advertise their 4K editions that were going to be dropped soon. And I missed this movie. I think we both missed this movie in the theaters when we were kids, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, I know this movie backwards and forwards, and I thought it would be cool, but I didn't, sometimes it's like you imagine just hitting your Blu-ray and it's being projected on a bigger screen when it's something you've seen so many times.
Right. I
was transported seeing this on the big screen for what had to at least be like the 40th time or something I've watched this movie. I think I'm sure there are certain things that people still don't like about it, but I think if I had to really encapsulate it all, I just really like this whole immersive experience. It's not just the story, which I know some people have problems with, and it's not just the actors, and I do like Jack Nicholson's take on this, and it's not just the visuals, which are incredible. It's the score, it's the weird stock Warner Brothers 1940s sound effects. It's the package. I just love this package. I think I can't separate one thing from the other.
Speaking of package, you say that right as Bob Ringwood, costume designer, his credit comes up, and he made sure to give Batman a really big package.
I was trying to avoid saying it because I knew that was exactly where it was going. I was like, Brian, come on, find
Folks,
another word.
You know where my brain exists. If there is a gutter, I will dig under the gutter.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll get into all this, but I mean, Danny Elfman. I mean, give me a break.
Well, and just this right here, right? I remember watching this the first time as the gradual realization hit about. We're watching the opening credit scene.
Yes.
Where we're seeing the bat symbol, and being 10 the first time I'm seeing it, and you realize, oh, that's what it is, because you think you're going through some caverns or something, and then it's this moment of, and I, as you said, right, this movie was polarizing among fans. It remains polarizing, and I find it impossible to be objective about it because it's like the term you use, transporting, I think is so apt. Like It to me, it harkens back to that moment in my life where I could be transported by a movie.
Yes, yes. And this was different than Star Wars.
Here is the sound stage that is Gotham City. What we're seeing right here, this is like 3 blocks that we'll just see again and again.
Yes, yes. But yeah, I mean, we say being transported as a kid. I mean, Star Wars took me to space. This took me to some other weird world where like Batman could exist and it wasn't silly.
Now, you said Star Wars. Worth mentioning this actor right here who plays the dad. That's Garrick Hagon, who plays Biggs Darklighter in Star Wars.
I was going to bring that up. And his wife here is played by Liza Ross. That's his real wife.
Oh. So Garrick Hagon would be one of 2 X-Wing pilots who is in Batman.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Right.
And then, so now, when you're watching this for the first time, you might think these are the Waynes.
Yes, that's
leaving a movie theater and a boy and heading down a seedy alley.
Yeah, I think it's it's a clever piece of subversion, where this opening piece here is certainly meant to evoke what happens to the Waynes. And if you don't know any better, I mean, before this, what we knew as far as superhero films was Superman from 1978, which was obviously a very big, expansive origin. So we have no reason to think that this too is not an origin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the big changes that this movie made, where to a large extent it's the origin of the Joker with Batman as, to a large extent, a supporting character.
Yeah.
And obviously that's something people have a big problem with. But I think once you cast somebody like Jack Nicholson as the Joker, well, he does just inevitably become the center of gravity.
Yes, for sure.
Now, interestingly, Michael Keaton was a very, 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 very controversial choice.
Yeah. We just call it that shadow, that animated shadow up there
of Batman watching. Now, I love that Batman watches them mug this couple.
Right.
And then he's like, I suppose I should do something about that eventually.
Yeah. Now that they've been terrorized, I'll go rough up those people. Yeah.
But Michael Keaton was obviously best known for comedy, Beetlejuice, Gung Ho, Mr. Mom, that type of stuff. So it was a very controversial pick. And if you would have said, "Oh, Michael Keaton is going to play the Joker," that would have made sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point.
Now, I personally did not know Michael Keaton before this movie. This is my egress into the man, the myth, the Keaton.
That's a great shot, by the way.
Oh, I love it with
Batman lowering in the
silhouette.
background.
And what's great about that shot, that silhouette of Batman, is what better way to right off the top signal to the audience that this is not the old Adam West TV show.
Yes, which so going back to Keaton, I mean, I guess there was 50,000 protest letters sent to Warner Brothers.
This is pre-social media.
Yes, and so I mean that's effort. That's a
Yes.
stamp, people. Right?
Yeah.
It's not just a click on your computer.
And
People were not happy. I remember that. I do remember that.
See, I don't, and that's the beauty of it, because for me, I mean, I say it all the time. I'm like, there have been lots of great actors to play Batman. Michael Keaton will always be my Batman.
Yeah, well, again, going back to the 60s thing where they're trying to separate it, because I know a lot of people, maybe who are a bit older, they had the comics as their base, and they came into this, and they're like, well, this is kind of like the thing I know. But for me, I only had the 60s TV show, which I loved.
Yeah.
And so, and then when I saw this trailer, which maybe we'll talk about a bit more later, I was like, what is this thing?
Right.
That trailer was crazy. And that trailer is terrible.
Yeah,
It has no music. It's literally like someone grabbed scraps of film and taped them together and threw them into a theater. And yet, it just grabbed me and hasn't let go all these years later.
And by the way, just we just saw him do the iconic thing. I am
Yes.
Batman. You know what? No other actor in live action has done a better Batman voice than Michael Keaton, in my opinion. A lot of people have tried. Some have not tried at all. George Clooney is just George Clooney. Keaton does a thing where he lowers his voice just slightly. He's not grumbling and growling. He doesn't need the voice modulator and stuff, but it's just he nailed it,
Totally. And it works. It works.
And this here, by the way, is a subtle thing, which honestly I didn't even realize until 4K, is that the table has a little this table that we're at for Harvey Dent's party. There's a little empty seat placard for Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. I didn't notice that till the theater.
Yeah, and it's the subtle thing where you're like, oh, nice.
Yeah, because he's out.
Now this, right there it is, that empty seat for Bruce Wayne, and they don't even, call attention to it.
Yeah, like push in on it or something.
Yeah, exactly. This movie was the very first time I became aware of a person in the mythos called Harvey Dent.
Yes.
I knew that there was a villain called Two-Face. I had no idea that was Harvey Dent.
Same.
So that was a cool realization I made later. And then I was like, wait, Harvey Dent is white?
Right. And by the way, I mean, that Billy D. Williams signed on thinking that he was going to play Two-Face in future installments, right? And then when they decided they wanted to go with Tommy Lee Jones instead, they had to buy out his contract. Yeah,
so he said that's a rumor, that's not true. So I'm not sure what the truth is on something like that. But definitely he went in with the expectation that he would get to be Two-Face at some point. And the truth is, what a great choice to play Harvey Dent. I mean, Billy D. Williams is so dashing, so handsome.
Yeah, man, I would have liked to have seen his Harvey Dent. I mean, he did eventually voice him in the Lego movie. Right?
Which is like as a consolation prize, I guess that'll do, right?
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson at this stage.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson, one of the biggest stars on the planet. Again, 30 years later, it's a little hard to understand what a big freaking deal it was to have Jack Nicholson in a movie like this. Like, I think you have Brando in Superman, you have Nicholson in Batman. It's like stratospheric level of stardom.
Yep, and it for a while he thought it couldn't be topped, right?
Yeah.
He owned the Joker.
Yeah.
And Heath Ledger came along.
Yeah, and then I've also seen this sort of retroactive history of like, Nicholson wasn't that good. Heath Ledger's the real Joker,
Yeah.
It's like, God.
I say, why not both?
Yeah, what a
they're
concept.
very, very different.
So
I still think Nicholson's Joker holds up. It's great. In this universe, it's perfect.
Now here's Robert Wuhl as Alexander Knox, the most useless character in any Batman movie ever, and I include Gossip Gertie in that list.
Whoa, those are fighting words.
I know. I feel bad for Robert Wuhl because he's doing everything that's asked of him. It's not his fault. But it's, to me, the problem is that this is how far back we are in comic movie history, where the filmmakers are like, we need a character to explain the world of Batman to the audience, because otherwise people won't get it.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
doesn't make any sense.
It's funny. I've never really hated him. I did feel like I was bored whenever it was his scene.
Yes.
And then watching it in the theater the last time was probably the only time I was ever slightly charmed by him a little bit. Like, sort of got what they were trying to do with him.
To me, this is screen time that should be focused on either Batman or the Joker.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, he would not be missed.
Yes.
Sorry, with apologies to Robert Wolf.
So here's William Hootkins as Eckhart. Now, again, we are working our way through the William Hootkins catalog. I think this basically wraps up our journey through his main filmography, because he was in Star Wars, he was in Raiders
of the Lost Ark.
Now the character of Eckhart is loosely based on Harvey Bullock from the comic books,
Right.
but Eckhart is full on corrupt, whereas Bullock is more of like he's rough around the edges. So in a way, it's sort of similar to in The Dark Knight. There's the character Ramirez, remember, who's on the Joker's payroll, and she's based on a similar character from the comics. But they want it can't be the same person because these characters are just straight up villains.
Yeah.
Now, Tim Burton. Did you know Tim Burton before this?
Because I mean, Beetlejuice had happened.
Yeah.
I was 9, so I mean, I feel like I may have, because in those days you would watch something like Entertainment Tonight, or even like a Current Affair or Hard Copy or one of those shows, and they would have like these entertainment pieces, and they were advertisements for these movies while they were being made. And so I think I had an awareness. I was actually remembering this.
Look at that matte painting, by the way.
I know, which I love. I know, it's
so charming.
It's charming, yeah. Because I remember the Keaton announcement probably through those shows, and I was too young to really have an opinion, but I was probably like, oh, people aren't happy because this person, Mary Hart is telling me people aren't happy. And it reminded me, too, because I remember that being sort of this weird paradigm shift where it's like Michael Keaton playing this character that's supposed to be serious, like that's really weird. And then a couple years later, it reminded me of the same feeling when I heard that Robin Williams was going to be playing Peter Pan.
Oh, interesting.
And people were like, Robin Williams is Peter Pan? And I thinking that was weird. And it's funny because now we're so used to that.
Right.
Like the idea of these A-list actors playing whatever reinterpretations of things that we thought were locked into one version all our lives. Now, I mean, that's just gone now.
That drawing there that we see of the bat, do you see the signature at the bottom? It says Bob Kane.
Yes. And he was supposed to play that character, right? But he couldn't make it or
Yeah,
something?
there was like a visa issue or something. I don't believe he drew that. Bob Kane was a notoriously shitty artist and an even worse human being.
I was hoping you would share a little bit of this history.
I mean, the truth is, Bob Kane, who is singly credited as Batman as the creator of Batman, for a big chunk of his history, is like the biggest Batman villain of all time, because he stole the credit from Bill Finger, who should rightly have been credited as co-creator for a long time. That's only been rectified recently.
Right.
But I mean, he dined out on his Batman association in a way that, on one level, you get, but on the other hand, was so unseemly and obnoxious given who he stepped over to get there.
Right.
Not just Bill Finger. He screwed over Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, who were themselves trying to, be treated fairly for Superman. I mean, he's just a really bad guy, And that's one of those weird quirks of human history, I guess, that truly one of the greatest characters in all of fiction emerged from, at least partly from, a really villainous human being,
It's funny because you showed me this and I thought it was fake.
Yes.
His tombstone.
Or
I'm paraphrasing, but it was like, one day, God reached down from the heavens and touched, Bob Kane's pen and gave him Batman or something. You're like, what are you talking about?
Guys, Google Bob Kane tombstone.
Yeah.
And prepare to be, shocked and amazed,
Yeah.
Now, Jack Palance here, I knew him as the host of Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Oh, funny. See, I probably only knew him from City Slickers, but that hadn't happened
But
yet.
City Slickers was later.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, as I continued watching this, I'm like, that's the only thing I knew him from. I'd never seen any of his old movies.
I'm imagining myself, because you and I are roughly the same age, and in the hype train leading up to this movie, I did not know Jack Nicholson. I did not know Michael Keaton. I knew Jack Palance, and I knew Billy D. Williams. Those are like my,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, Lando is in this. That's a big
Right. Actually, recently I just talked to my mom about this because, again, I was 9 years old, and it was kind of controversial when this came out. It was very, very violent. I think this movie pushed PG-13 to its limits at the time, and now we're just used to PG-13 being like, whatever, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
But my parents wouldn't let me see this in the theater. That's why I didn't see it in the theater. And I had that Bart Simpson experience, much like In the Line of Fire, where I had to read the book. When he couldn't see the Itchy and Scratchy movie. So I was reading the book at school, being like, okay, all right. But anyway,
and the movie was a come down after the book because there's a lot of stuff in the book that I fully expected to be in the movie.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, yeah, totally. Probably adapting it from earlier versions of the script or something.
Yeah.
But when you talk about Jack Nicholson here and Jack Palance, my mom and a neighbor mom went to go see it together, and I just asked her recently. I said, "Was that so you could see if it was okay for me, or because you just wanted to see it?" And she was like, "Probably both." Like, oh, well, it's got all these actors that she knows and likes,
and that's why the movie. I mean, it. So here's my story. I was living in Saudi Arabia at the time, so there was no Entertainment Tonight or anything like that. So the first time I became aware of this movie's impending arrival was flying. I was on the plane flying to the States, summer of '89. Mm-hmm. And there was like a magazine on the plane. It might have been the In-Flight magazine. I can't remember. But there was the picture. It's the picture from Axis Chemical where he's shooting the grappling gun.
Mm-hmm,
it's one of those iconic stills. And I was like, holy crap. Like, what is this?
Yep.
My brain just got rewired at that moment to be like, that is the perfect Batman costume. And I will never think otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
And so we flew in, and it was just the hype machine was already engulfed. And just the weird quirk of our trip was that I was here in the States for the 2 weeks leading up to the movie's release, but we were flying back like 3 days before it came out.
Ugh, torture.
Right. So I bought the toys. I had the novelization, the same one, the Craig Shaw Gardner. I still have that. It's in my garage. Cool. I had the audio book read by Roddy McDowell.
Oh, wow.
Reading every piece of merch you can think of. I had the souvenir magazine, you name it.
Oh, I had the souvenir magazine. I had the comic book adaptation. I had the T-shirt. I think every boy was issued that T-shirt.
Oh, yeah. It was like the breakout kit. Here you go, the Batman breakout kit.
Yeah.
Let's pause real briefly. Look at our intro to Michael Keaton.
This is so fantastic. His champagne glass and Alfred.
Yeah.
The pen, yeah.
So where Tim Burton arrived at with the character, for it to make sense to him, he's like, Bruce has to be somebody who's just preternaturally uncomfortable in his own skin. The only time he's comfortable when he's truly himself is when he's Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an approach to the character you can agree with or disagree with, but I think Keaton ran with it to such an extent that to me, I'm like, that's what makes sense to me.
Yeah. No, I agree, because he's single-minded in his focus.
Yeah. And so what I like is that if you go in just now, the scene that introduced him, if you go in completely cold, you genuinely don't know you don't know that that's Bruce Wayne. So that's just a cute little moment. And then when he's revealed as Bruce Wayne, it's a fun little turn.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, obviously everybody knew who he is,
Yeah. Sorry, that was. Kim Basinger. Now she wasn't the original Vicky Vale, correct?
Yeah, it was going to be Sean Young.
Yeah, and so what happened was they were rehearsing a scene that was supposed to take place on horseback, and she got injured. She
broke her arm, I think, right?
Yeah, and so they replaced her. I guess they had looked at Kim Basinger, but her people were giving higher demands.
Okay.
So they went back to her and were just like, yeah, fine. Because they were weeks out from shooting. It's interesting. And then, I guess, famously, Sean Young thought that she deserved a spot in the second Batman movie.
She
Batman
wanted to be
Returns.
Catwoman, and that arguably, not even arguably, it demonstrably destroyed her career because she showed up on the Warner Brothers lot in like a Catwoman costume, and
Like stormed into an office. Yeah.
which I mean, yikes.
I mean, who knows? This stuff can be, puffed up over the years. But I had even read that like Tim Burton was like hiding under a table from her or something.
I mean, look, she dropped a neutron bomb on her career. I mean, I don't think there's any question about that, you know. So this right here, right there, look at that Keaton in the background. I just love how he's, the way the calculus that Keaton put into how he plays Bruce, I think, is just so interesting, and it led to some really interesting creative choices.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is so great. It's Japanese. How do you know? Because I bought in Japan.
Yeah, it's so understated, you know.
Yeah. I remember this from the trailer.
She's like,
Vicky Vale. Like all the trailer moments from this movie sort of pop out to me. Do you have that sometimes?
Oh, absolutely.
When you've seen a trailer a million times and you watch the movie, you almost can't let that moment seamlessly exist in the film.
No.
That's
it is a trailer thing. Yeah.
The
thing is that Bruce Wayne is supposed to be this dashing playboy chiseled out of rock, and you get this balding, skinny comedian with no chin who wears glasses. You know, like, it should not work. On paper, that shouldn't work.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the people that they had originally thought about, I guess Mel Gibson for a while was seriously
Mel Gibson was like
considered.
for every role he was linked to, you know?
True. I mean, well, that was like, the height of his... I
Mel
mean, Lethal
Gibson.
Weapon 2 came out the same summer as this, right?
Yep.
But
Alec
I
Baldwin,
can imagine
see, like...
that. You can imagine that charming sort of,
Oh, yeah, totally.
Gibson-y thing, and then like him having that kind of scary, violent Gibson-y thing too.
Well, and like Alec Baldwin was another one who was on the list, right?
You could totally picture that. 80s Alec Baldwin.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And if you look at Baldwin in The Shadow, which is like 5 years later, that he's like playing Bruce Wayne, you know?
Yeah, he's got a good sort of gravelly whisper voice too.
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
I mean,
Which apparently that was Keaton's line, right? That I think it was originally the thug was like, "You don't own the night," and he's like,
Yeah.
"I am the night."
I am the
And then
night, yeah.
Keaton came up with "I'm Batman."
And come on.
I know. I mean, that's like it became one of the most famous lines.
So this right here,
Recent
where
memory.
Knox is like, maybe it should be Bruce Vane. That was the first time I heard that word, Vane,
Oh yeah.
and I was like, oh, well, now I know. This is a thing the movies have taught me.
I remember that from the comic adaptation, reading that and being like, I don't know what that is. I didn't have Google. I wasn't going to a dictionary.
I will have to wait 20 years until technology exists
Yeah.
to help. Now this is what I'm talking about. So we're in this is the Bat Zone now. Look at the height of technology. Batman has a bunch of VCRs,
I know. What a pain.
but right here is the first time we see him comfortable in his skin.
Yes. Yeah. Legs crossed. Just kind of chilling in his chair.
And
That's a
just
good
look
point,
at his face. Like, he conveys so much in silence. He's watching it. He's planning. He's figuring out what to do. I mean, just look at that. Look at what Keaton does. Like, the way he takes his glasses off, everything. It's just, there's such nuance in his performance that really gets overlooked.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you're coming in completely cold, you don't know anything about Batman, that right there is the first time you realize, oh wait, this guy's Batman.
Shoot to kill. A lot of ADR with him, I think.
Yes.
This is the movie. This is so stupid and inside whatever. But this is the movie where I first remember ADR.
Oh, sure.
Because I think at the end, when Joker, he's like, "Winged bat that flies through the night," and I was like, "Why does that sound different than the rest of the movie?" It'd take me like 15 years to figure that out. We've been ratted out.
So Tracy Walter, who plays Bob the Goon, was he like Nicholson's buddy? Like,
Yeah. Apparently Nicholson was like, "This is my friend, and he will be in the film as well." Like, okay.
okay.
And then he got his own action figure.
Yeah, Bob the Joker's Goon, one of the most worthless. Like the only thing more worthless than that would be an Alexander Knox action figure.
Right. See, now this is great because now this movie's sort of out of time, right? Like we just saw the height of 1989
Yep.
VCR technology.
I was just about to bring this up. Yep.
Yeah, and these cops, the way that they're cops and coats, wow, and these gangsters, you know, and they're sort of pinstripe
They're wearing like
suits.
pinstripe suits and fedoras.
And the sound effects
Yes.
are these old school gun sounds.
They were. They've now been changed for the 4K release. They've swapped
What?
those. Yeah, that's true.
Stop. The gun sounds?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious to hear that.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's a thing that they've Lucased it up.
But that's what this movie is.
Yeah. Right?
Don't you hear me? Warners. Yeah. That's what it is. From my stupid apartment balcony in Sherman Oaks.
That wasn't part of the deal, Blackheart.
That's exactly, yeah. That wasn't part.
Okay, hold on. I need to pause for this. The greatest Batman entrance
Yes.
ever. I can hear the music, that shot as we're sort of looking up at it. That where he shoots the
Yes.
thing. That's the still I'm talking about.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
and then this guy's, whoever did this voice, I always think about this. Don't kill me, man.
Yeah.
Let me down. Like,
Well, that's from the
great
beginning.
Voice.
Don't kill me, man.
What's that?
The "Don't kill me, man" is from the beginning.
Oh, that's right. That's right. This is the, let me down. Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Commissioner Gordon, who never really has a relationship with Batman.
That's the
In this
biggest
movie.
fail in these movies. And I would say it's not a fail in this movie. It's a fail of everything after for not following up on it.
Yes, because you could have him questioning, like, yeah, but he seems to be helping us, kind of a
Right.
thing, if you wanted in this one. But yes, after this, they never have any sort of rapport.
I mean, in movie one is who is this guy, and then at the end, oh, he's working with us. Here, he gave us a signal, and then movie two on, it's hey, turn on the signal and let's go to bed.
Right, right. By the way, we gotta call out that backwards punch that Batman does right there. I remember that being
Yeah. Now the suit itself, for as awesome as it looks, the mobility was basically worthless in it,
yes,
and so he's very lumbering, and he can't turn his head.
yes.
And now,
So he has to twist his whole body to turn and
Yes.
see things.
And the thing is, I mean, on one level, I think it adds kind of a cool mystique to the way he moves. Mm-hmm. But as a matter of practicality, it's ridiculous.
I never questioned it as a kid. I just thought that was Batman's
Right.
different mode of moving. And then now, that I know that, you're like, oh, well, that looks a little stiff and awkward.
So Jack Napier. Now, this is the first time that the Joker was given an actual origin story.
Yes.
Now, before this, there had been the graphic novel "The Killing Joke" by Alan Moore, which gave a potential origin for the Joker. But that within the story, the Joker's like, sometimes I remember it like this, sometimes I remember it like that. Now, what this movie does is like, no, it's Jack Napier. He's this guy, and he becomes a Joker. And at the time, I never thought about it. But in hindsight, the problem there is that the Joker is never the Joker. He's Jack in whiteface.
Sure. Yeah.
Right down to the fact that he wears purple suits and stuff, and he's got a playing card fixation. You know what I mean? He doesn't
Right,
really
right.
change. He becomes slightly kookier,
Yes.
but everyone knows him as Jack. You know, Bob the Goon is like, oh, well, this is Jack.
Yes.
You know?
Which is funny because, I mean, again, this was my real first sort of serious Batman experience. So for me, I'm like, okay.
Yes.
But I also don't mind that different movies have different takes. So I'm like, this is just this movie's take. Whereas I realize
this
some
is this
people
one.
just can't be comfortable with that.
Yeah, well, people got to get over that. So now, in actuality, what we're seeing here with the origin of the Joker, this is actually the truest version of the Joker's origin that we've ever seen on screen.
Falling into the chemicals?
The chemicals and Batman is involved and all that because in the comic book origin is that he was a guy called the Red Hood, and it was kind of the same thing where he was carrying out a heist at a chemical factory. Batman got involved, he fell into the thing, and that's what happened. But every other version has just completely shied away from that. You know, the '60s show never showed his origin, and then now Heath Ledger. Well, no, what am I thinking? They also did Suicide Squad. They showed that he's got, but we don't talk about Suicide Squad. So.
Right.
But like the Heath Ledger version, even the Joaquin Phoenix version, it's the makeup.
Right.
So in a weird way, Batman '89 got the Joker origin truest out of all of them.
And I remember as a kid seeing the bullet, you know, the damage it did to his face. I was like, that's a smile. I love this. This is so silly. Like the hand coming out of the acid. That's great.
That's great. It's very Baroque. I mean, Burton is somewhat restrained in this one.
Yeah.
But definitely in the next one, you see his real affinity for German expressionism, and the Penguin looks like Caligari, and but even the Joker here, I mean, he looks like Conrad Veidt in this silent film called oh God, what's it called? The Man Who Laughs.
Right.
And with the rictus grin,
Yep.
I mean, that's a new thing that this movie did, where it actually had him, because what's his name, Caesar, the guy from the '60s.
Romero.
Cesar Romero, thank you. He had the smile painted on, but his mouth wasn't frozen that way.
Right.
This is a funny bit right here where he's on the date with her, and
yeah. Pass the salt.
So this is like, they kind of skip over how their relationship would have started?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, did Bruce Wayne ask her out? Did she?
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Good point. Never occurred to me.
Yeah.
Now, did you, at the time, miss Robin?
That's a really good question. I didn't miss him, but I wouldn't have minded him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a fan of Robin. I like Robin. I like what he adds to the overall mythology. I don't solely think of him as Burt Ward and holy this, holy that. I get why they left him out of this. I wish they would have brought him into the movies sooner. He was supposed to be in this one. They had a whole scene scripted.
Yes, and even like storyboarded, and yeah.
Yeah, I think on the DVD set they actually filmed the storyboards, and they had Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill do the voiceover for it.
Right.
So kind of approximating it.
Yeah, he was going to be in the parade sequence, right? And then Joker kills his parents somehow.
There's like a chase that ends up going through like a street circus.
Yeah,
There's a car chase that goes through a street circus. And I think that's too much. I think that's too much to throw in.
Yeah, I don't even know where you'd fit it. Yeah.
Yeah. I do like the little moment we just talked through it with Alfred telling that little story about Bruce. I think that every Alfred, I've liked every Alfred.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all so different from each other,
Yes.
I think the Michael Caine Alfred is like, he's more woven in, like, as a partner. Jeremy Irons is like the man in the chair, but this Alfred is like he's the kindly father figure.
Yes.
And Michael Gough just there's like Michael Caine plays it very working class.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, I made a promise.
Right.
This year.
When I was chasing rubies in the jungle. Yeah.
That's right.
You're like, what?
I had this dream that you were there, and then I saw you, and then you saw me, and we were both happy. Michael Gough, there's just a kindness to in his eyes,
Yeah.
And I like in all four of these films, I like all the Alfred stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Remember in the second one when Alfred...
When he's doing the DJ thing?
The DJ, yeah, and his record scratches a CD.
That's great. There's a nice piece later in this film where Alfred is telling Bruce, like, oh, I really like when Vicky Vale is visiting or whatever. And Keaton's just like, Alfred, why don't you marry her?
Yeah, right.
It's so great.
This is pretty iconic here. This makes me now think of Lisa Simpson after she gets her braces.
Right. That's
Mirror.
Right.
Mirror.
Dental plan.
Yeah, right. I feel like even as a kid, I remember my mom explaining this to me. It's like, well, it's because he can't go to a real doctor because he'd get in trouble.
You're like, I get it, Mom. Oh, God. But it's just great how it conveys it all through silhouette, the music,
Oh, this is so great. And you got that flashing neon sign out the window, and Jack Nicholson. I mean, you don't even need his face here. His
Yep.
crazy laugh, the way he breaks his mirror.
Nicholson's laugh is amazing.
Yes.
Like, that's one thing you realize, like, every Joker has, like, a distinct laugh.
Yeah.
And to laugh in a sustained fashion is not an easy thing to do.
Right. And make it sound
Right?
like you're not putting it on.
But, like, the Nicholson Joker laugh is one thing. The Mark Hamill laugh is another. Cesar Romero had his way,
Yep.
Heath Ledger had a distinct approach,
Mm-hmm.
It's not an easy role to play.
Yeah. And it coming from that scene and some of the, the Wayne stuff, just all the action. Tim Burton's an interesting director, and I feel like he has sort of remained this way, but he's not incredibly dynamic in his camera movements.
No.
But he paints a really interesting frame.
Yes, I agree with that.
And I think in this movie, I don't think you're missing some sort of frenetic editing or camera choreography. I mean, he tells the story really well in the way that he does best. And I think I think I heard someone say that Robert Zemeckis had no distinctive style. I was like, no, you're just not. It's so subtle, you're not thinking about it.
It's me, Sugar
Bumps. But I think similarly, Tim Burton's the same way, and I think it totally works.
I think it. I mean, I've said before, I'm hot and cold on Tim Burton. It really depends on the film. I
Same.
think a little can go a long way in terms of his sensibilities.
Yes.
And part of that to me is that my Burton baseline is Batman '89. So this is like this is ground zero for me, and then everything else is how is it in comparison to this?
Mm-hmm.
I think obviously he was somewhat restrained by the scope of what he was doing and what he was expected to do. And so as a result, as you said, what we see a lot of in this is the stuff that he excels at, framing shots. I mean, this piece right here where Jack steps out of the shadow, it's great.
Yeah, it's perfectly lit. Like, just enough that you're squinting trying to see what he looks like now.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I mentioned German Expressionism. I mean, this is modern Expressionism, the film.
Yes.
It's shot very classically. It's heavy light and shadow, obviously, and it's weird now because now 30 years removed, people will call this or do call this film campy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which is weird.
Yes.
Because I can vouch for this, and Brian can do the same. This was not campy when it came out. This was the quote unquote serious Batman.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So I guess it's just a testament to how perceptions are fluid things,
Yeah. I read a story, by the way, because we're done with Jack Palance.
Yeah. See ya. Believe it or not, he's gone from the movie.
I guess Tim Burton was trying to direct him from far away. Have you heard this story?
I have not.
And Jack Palance was pretty much close to being deaf at this point.
Oh, wow.
And so he couldn't hear him, and he was getting frustrated with Burton, and possibly slightly a little embarrassed. So Burton went over there and tried directing him closer. And I guess in an outburst, Palance said, I've made 100 movies. How many have you made? And Burton said it was a whiteout moment that he'll never forget for the rest of his life.
Wow.
Where he's just like, in front of crew and everybody. And
wow.
just one of those work experiences you'll probably have nightmares about the rest of your life.
That's rough. I know.
Yeah. That's funny, by the way. We should call it the
Now, did we just
over.
Yeah, did we just see Bruce hanging upside down?
Yes.
What? That always bugged me. I hated that.
Oh, really? Have you ever seen those things?
Well, no, I mean, I know what it is, but it's like, oh, see, because he sleeps upside down like a bat.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I'm like, no,
what?
No, that's stupid.
It doesn't bother me, I guess.
Now, this piece right here with Nicholson, this is just Nicholson monologuing. This was in all the, all the clips that they were showing on television. The whole "Wait till they get a load of me" thing.
Yeah, winged freak terrorizes. Wait till they get a load of me. Yeah. I actually worked on a movie once where the director would buy all sorts of fun stuff for the office, and he bought one of those things where you hang upside down by your ankles.
Okay.
And then he would hang someone up in there, and then he would start kicking a soccer ball at them.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, I get it as like a thing to own, and but
Oh, no. Yeah.
But the idea that Bruce Wayne has to sleep upside down like a bat, it's like, okay, you might be overthinking this a little bit.
Oh, see, I didn't think he was sleeping. I thought that was him stretching out his back.
I mean, why would he do that when I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Look at this. They just slept together and he lied to her. What an ass Bruce Wayne is.
Yeah.
And then Alfred, man, how are you going to sell him out, Alfred? Alfred's like, we're not going anywhere.
I know.
That's cold. She was gorgeous in this movie, by the way. I had such a little crush on her.
Oh, man. Yeah, this is...
I think every 9-year-old, 10-year-old boy had a crush on Kim Basinger in this movie.
Absolutely. And I mean, also, you had the trading cards and all these things, and I mean, she was everywhere. And so, yeah, again, at that age, she's like one of the first sort of beautiful women in a movie that you're sort of smacked with. You're like,
and what's interesting, Brian, is Alec Baldwin, who was married to her briefly in the early to mid 90s. He actually said, we're talking about The Shadow. He said that was part of the reason he did The Shadow, was because he saw how kids would constantly be coming up to Kim Basinger.
Oh, interesting.
Wanting her autograph, and he wanted to do something that would work for kids that way. And so he made a movie that worked for nobody in any way. So,
which I've never seen.
I wouldn't recommend it necessarily. It has a good soundtrack though.
Who did it? Just curious.
Goldsmith, Jerry Goldsmith.
Ah.
It's a very Batman-esque soundtrack, actually. So this scene is very interesting. If you remember, we watched The Dark Knight, and I may have mentioned this in our Dark Knight commentary. This is like film school exercise. The Joker confronts a room full of organized crime goons. And you have like the Tim Burton approach, and you have the Christopher Nolan approach.
Yes,
They're doing the exact same thing.
Yep.
Right? He kills a guy in a very Joker way.
Yep. This horrified me as a kid.
Oh my gosh.
That burnt corpse. Ugh.
And thanks to the novelization, I know that guy who's burning up, his name is Antoine Rotelli.
Oh, funny.
Like, we know he's... You're a vicious bastard, Rotelli.
I'm glad you're dead. And then that guy, the old man on the end with the Albert Einstein look.
Yeah.
That's the librarian from Last Crusade.
That is. I was just thinking that. I was like, wow, he had a busy couple weeks, summer of '89.
Yep.
Well, actually,
Which, by the way,
that makes sense because they filmed this in England, and they probably shot that there too, right?
Yeah. I mean, should we mention summer of '89 here? I mean, that was humongous, right?
Well, you had Indiana Jones. You had this, obviously. These were the two big ones. They sucked the air out of the room for a lot of other movies. But Lethal Weapon 2 was also a big hit this summer.
Ghostbusters 2.
Ghostbusters 2 was like the week before.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 2 had the opening weekend record for 1 week.
Wow.
And then Batman came out.
And then UHF came out this summer too, but I don't think anyone noticed.
Yeah.
Karate noticed that one till home video.
Karate Kid 3 was 89.
Oh, wow.
And this is important to me, Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier.
Yeah.
So I got to see Star Trek 5 in the theater. I did not get to see Batman in the theater. I had to wait until we got back to Saudi Arabia. A few months later, we got the literal worst bootleg I have ever seen in my life.
Oh, man.
It was like 8th generation dupe with Chinese subtitle burn-ins. The audio sync was off by like a half a second.
Ugh.
Which is just infuriating. So that was my first experience watching this movie. And I still loved it, but it sucked.
Yeah. And now you're watching it in 4K?
Now I'm in 4K. And so, I think eventually, it might take 30 years, but, there is sort of karmic alignment when it comes to watching movies.
But yeah, I remember so much. I remember seeing Last Crusade with my parents and wanting to see this movie.
And while we're on this scene, and we see him wipe off the thing,
yes.
I think that's important because the film is trying to show that he's wearing makeup, as opposed to like, oh, is he back to normal?
Like the flesh color is makeup.
Yes.
And the white is his true skin.
And this is something I wasn't able to notice on like a horrible VHS or whatever, but they make his flesh look like makeup.
Yes.
It looks like pancake. You know what I mean?
Yes, and like airbrush sort of.
Yeah.
shadows and yeah.
You know. See, the decision to keep Bruce Wayne's story at arm's length, I can appreciate it now as just another telling, but I do question the efficacy of doing that in the first movie. Like,
You mean keeping his origin at bay? Like, oh, he had parents. That
yeah,
were
like
killed.
who is he?
Yeah.
What's his deal? Like, I wonder about that because I think I've said this before, but like when I watched this movie, my first thought was it was good, but I wanted to see his origin. I wanted to see how he became Batman. So for me, Batman Begins was like the one I'd been hoping to see.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? I can now appreciate this as well. Again, this is just another telling. And this scene that we're about to see right here, I love it. This is one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie.
Yeah, and the score too.
Oh, it's great. Again, so this is Michael Keaton doesn't get enough credit because of how much it's just the movie plays off of his silent performance. Mm-hmm, so we have Bruce going to Crime Alley and just remembering, we assume that this is the day that his parents were killed.
Right.
But it's interesting because Vicky Vale's whole thing is like, who is he? What does he look like? What's his story? And it's hard to imagine that could be possible today. Like if somebody if somebody is as famous as Bruce Wayne, how could you not know what he looks like?
Yes.
You know?
Right. I was just thinking also the previous scene, Alexander Knox takes his file and opens this sort of sliding cabinet thing and just throws the file in there.
Yeah.
It's just I mean, so out of date.
Yeah, great music here by Danny Elfman. I can hear it. I can hear it in my head.
Da, da.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, this score is incredible. And then now Danny Elfman is one of the most famous film composers in the world, but Burton had to fight for him.
Yeah, and I mean, he did Pee-wee, right?
Did Pee-wee, which is very different,
Yes.
obviously, in this. And he did Beetlejuice. I think Beetlejuice is probably what
Kind
made
of
them
put
be
him
like,
on the
okay.
map. Yeah,
Yeah. But I had this score as a tape cassette as a kid, and I listened to it
me too.
all the time.
Oh yeah, and the truth is that Elfman, there's a lot of complexity in the music that he created, but it's the bombastic stuff that really had caught on.
Yes.
And so for a while there, every superhero was trying to sound Elfman-y.
Yes. Yes.
Even like Elfman himself composed the theme for the Flash TV series, which was a year after this. And, I like Danny Elfman's music, but I don't think it's a good match for every character. And I always thought that. I'm like, well, that's not really Flash music,
Yeah, he started repeating himself. But I think that this score is legit one of the best scores of all time.
I agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, and Edward Scissorhands was pretty closely after that, which I think is right up there as well. Yeah. I think
I think it very neatly evokes the specific aesthetic of what Tim Burton was trying to do. I mean, this music wouldn't fit in the Nolan verse.
that's a very good point. Yeah.
Right.
And then, the score everyone forgets, but I think also fits the bombacity is Dick Tracy.
Yes,
That works for that movie.
Yes, I agree. That's another Danny Elfman. Yeah.
Yeah, great theme. I'm sure nobody knows it.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm giving you a hug through the microphone, Zachy.
Now that bit that we saw with Bruce in Crime Alley, I think in terms of his character, it's so telling, right? Where he's this broken person who that's where the person who he was died.
Yes.
And since then he has been something else. And I think the movie, like, it's very interesting, just the approaches. If you compare this to Batman Begins, where Batman Begins, before we get to I'm Batman, which is in that movie too, we get an hour or whatever of training and this and that and the other thing. And this movie just drops us right into I am Batman and sort of assumes you can fill in the rest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, that's a pretty novel approach when you consider where the genre was at this stage.
Yeah. By the way, him throwing that quill into the guy's neck, I still find that disturbing.
Oh, I totally agree. Yeah.
This is great. Yeah.
So
Wayne
this is one of the
mesmerized, getting bullets hitting his coat. He's just...
So right there, we're like, why is Bruce all freaked out? And we find out that the movie is tying in, the Joker having killed Batman's parents. Mm-hmm. And I don't know about you, but when I first saw the movie, I was like, oh, okay.
Right. Sure.
Okay. But that's definitely one of those things that now, with a greater appreciation of the entire mythology, that always rubs me a little bit the wrong way, where I'm like, no, I don't know. I don't like that.
Yeah, sure.
I go with it in the film because it is what it is,
I think I go with it because this, like I say, I saw this at such an early age.
Too formative.
Like,
it's too formative.
Okay.
The cement is already hardened.
Yeah, exactly.
But structurally, it's very funny because the movie is really, it's like these two separate movies playing, intercutting with each other, because you get like your little weird Joker thing where he's doing something goofy.
Yeah, this party blower, whatever those things are called.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Did you notice that he keeps breaking TVs? I don't even think I picked up on that. That it's just every time he has
It's
a TV,
a recurring
he breaks
thing,
it.
yeah. Right here, Alfred, why don't you marry her? The look on his face is so perfect.
It's hilarious.
Keaton has said, he did this movie because of Tim Burton.
Right.
And it says something about how serious he was about that they were willing to wheel a dump truck full of money up to his house for the third one. He was like, no, not interested.
Yeah.
Once Burton was out, and I remember when Batman Returns came out, there was an interview with him in a magazine called Comic Scene, and he said something to that effect, where they were asked him about doing a third one. He's like, if Tim is back, then I'll be back. And so I remember when Burton left, I was like, I don't know if Tim Burton's going to be, I don't know if Michael Keaton, he's going to be around.
That takes me back to the days of Starlog.
Yep. Yeah, Comic Scene was like a spin-off of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have all these movie blogs we could read, so you had to read Starlog.
You make do with what you got.
Yeah. It was great. I loved it.
Now, worth mentioning, and this is something you and I discussed after watching this, in the age we're in now, where it's a really important theme through comic movies to give female characters agency and make them empowered, it stands out how Vicky Vale is such a victim,
like dragged along by
literally dragged
their
along.
story. Yes,
literally,
yeah. I read, I think it was on IMDb trivia. It said something like she screams in this movie like 23 times.
I believe it.
Yeah.
And she's got some pipes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She could have been a good horror movie actress.
But that's what superhero leading women did. How many times did Margot Kidder scream in the Superman movies?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now, by the way, the pictures that she took, the Corto Maltese thing.
Yeah.
That's a reference to another like a comic book series that Frank Miller named a country after in The Dark Knight Returns. So it's like Inception references now.
Like an Easter egg?
Yeah, so Corto Maltese in this film is a reference to how Frank Miller used it as a country in The Dark Knight Returns comic book series, which is itself an homage to a series called Corto Maltese about a character named Corto Maltese.
Oh, I see.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I love, by the way, how his Joker's henchmen have pictures of Joker's face on their jackets.
Yeah. That's it. That feels like something right out of the TV show, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is this like perfect blend of a little bit of camp, a little bit of darkness, a little bit of...
Yeah, this whole thing
that.
with all the pictures of dead bodies and things that he's cut out and stuff, that's pretty screwed up.
It's really twisted, but I like it. Like, and he's so like gleeful with his scissors, and he's like had his art project, but it's so twisted.
And by the way, I think one thing that the movie doesn't really touch on is the fact that the Joker is like this evil genius.
Yes.
Because this whole scheme here with the chemicals and how they're binary chemicals, they have to be used in a certain thing. The Joker came up with that.
Yeah.
Right? And by that same token, the movie also glosses over the fact that Batman is a genius because he figured it out.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was very clever. It takes mixing the chemicals to have the reaction.
Right. If you use this with this, See, this scene here, still disturbs me.
Oh, it's so disturbing. Yeah, the news sequence.
Yeah, with when the reporter doubles over and then we see her face with the rictus grid. That's like yikes.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's talking about these deaths, and she just starts giggling, and you're like, what is happening?
And it's a very subtle thing that the next time we see a news broadcast, the reporters are all effed up looking like
Yeah, like their hair sticking up and no makeup and pimples,
like pimples
and It's really funny. Yeah, she plays this just really well. Yeah, sometimes you think about these actors that you don't know,
right?
But they are like superstars because they're selling a scene,
right?
That you have to buy.
That's the thing.
She's doing this really. I mean, you could totally mess this scene up.
Yeah, I think that's the problem when you compare the Burton films with the Schumacher films. Is that Schumacher? He said something to the effect of like, I wanted to make a live action cartoon show, or a comic book rather. Mm-hmm. And the problem is that he drew attention to the artifice of it.
Right.
It's like everyone knew it was a joke, and they played it like it was a joke.
Right. Like they kick their heels together and ice skates pop out of their shoes.
Yeah, exactly. And the truth is, and this is not a comparison they would have wanted to make at the time, but this works on the same level that the 60s TV show worked when it was at its best, where the characters played it totally straight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? So yes, there's humor to be had. I mean, this is bizarre and weird, and this is black humor at its finest. I mean, this is Tim Burton, this scene that we're watching right here.
His commercial. Yeah,
it's all of it. I mean, it's very Burton-y, right? But it's real within its world. It's serious within its world.
Yes. It is, because you start sort of smiling at it a little bit, but then you see the newscaster, and it's disturbing. And then you see Bruce Wayne watching this with intensity.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I like here where Bruce is like, Alfred, let's go shopping, right? Mm-hmm. And the thing is, you don't really realize what he's talking about, and it's one of those. The movie doesn't have a scene equivalent to like in The Dark Knight. Remember where he's like shooting the bullet through the different bricks and stuff, where you're like, oh, here's Batman being a detective. Mm-hmm. The movie glosses over that, and I almost applaud that it's subtle enough to be like, no, this is what he's doing. This is what he does. This is what Batman does.
Yeah.
I wish more of the movies would hit on that. I mean, supposedly Matt Reeves, that's going to be something he focuses on for the next incarnation.
Yeah, this is a line of dialogue I think I glossed over a lot as a kid, but yeah, saying that Napier is proficient in chemistry and art.
Yes, exactly.
And so then you think, oh, that's why he's always cutting these pictures. And,
right. Yeah, see right here, he's
yeah.
his hair is all messed up. He's got like
makeup,
a zit right there.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting about Jack Napier? The one and only time I've seen his name referenced outside of his movie was in an episode of the animated series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a thing where Batman is looking through the Joker's file and it says Jack Napier. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
And that was an invention for this movie.
That was an invention of this movie. That's right.
Yeah.
Early on, the animated show was much more beholden to the films. Mm-hmm. So if you notice, even the Penguin, he had the long hair. And the Catwoman, they made her design slightly more resemble Michelle Pfeiffer in Batman Returns. Mm-hmm. So okay, so the as far as we know, Vicky has spent one night with Bruce. They didn't go out. She had dinner at his house. They slept together, and that was it. So how does the Joker know that she's seeing Bruce Wayne?
Yeah. Does that happen during the scene where Bob is showing him the pictures?
Yeah, he says something like, "Oh, she's seeing this guy named Wayne" or something like that. But based on
how would he know?
They had one.
We didn't see him outside the gate, right? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
this is like creepy. Jack, where are you going?
It's very disturbing. Yeah.
Yeah. I was reading too that the makeup guys had to figure out how to come up with white makeup that would stick to Nicholson's face, and he could put makeup on top of it.
Yeah,
that would come
off.
Those
are weird problems that we don't think about, right?
Right. Was this the Flugelheim, right?
Yes,
after the Guggenheim.
Yes.
It's funny.
And that actress, by the way, who plays Alicia, that's Jerry Hall, who Wasn't she like dating, or she was like the longtime partner of what's his name? Rolling
Mick
Stone
Jagger.
guy. Mick Jagger. Thank you.
Yep.
Rolling Stone guy. Listen to me.
This is a great set piece.
It's a great set piece. We're in the museum, and it's so confined. I mean, it's not this extravagant thing, right? And
Yeah.
I think part of that is at this time, you know, we didn't expect our superhero movies to be like ridiculous and over the top. But I think the other thing is Batman lends itself to set pieces that are a little bit more restrained. They work better that way.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I mean, we watched Batman and Robin, you and I, a couple years ago. And, you know, that movie ends with, like, ice beams shooting into the sky and, like, the giant observatory and this and that. And is this too much?
Yeah.
Batman shouldn't be that,
Yeah.
you know?
I just, what I love about this sequence is it's, you know, she shows up and then, you know, the sort of the way that it unfolds, and then she gets a gas mask, put this on, like, what? And then everybody get knocked out, and then the Joker, they have this sort of one-on-one, and it's so funny. You know, I mean, he's got the weird flamethrower lighter, and
Yeah.
you know, but then Batman busts it up, and it's so simple, but it's so good.
It just works.
This is great editing here too. I love all this stuff with the people getting knocked out.
Yeah.
Their faces falling into the food.
Yeah, good performances. You're talking about the side actors. Like, you have to fall convincingly.
Yeah, look at that guy at the bottom of the stairs with his legs sticking up. That's funny.
You can tell Burton thought it was hilarious.
Yes,
That's
totally.
the type of stuff he finds funny, you know?
Yeah. No, okay, we should talk about Prince here, huh? There were two
Yes.
soundtracks that came out for this movie. There was one that was the score.
Yes.
And then there was the Prince songs. And apparently that was something Burton was very much against. But John Peters...
There's a John Peters thing.
Yeah. Which, I mean, now that's so common, right? Like, you find an artist and put a song in there and sell a soundtrack. You know, it's funny for me personally. I was too young to even know who Prince was when this came out. So I only knew this music within this universe.
Me too.
And it doesn't sound, to me personally, it doesn't sound like if you'd put in like a Motley Crue song or something that feels completely 80s. It just sounds like Prince. And so it's never, even to this day, it doesn't really bother me. But I know for some people it does.
Well, especially this one, Party Man, I think
Yeah.
it fits the scene perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I like the trust during the parade at the end. And
I mean, and those are the only two. I mean, it's not like Bat dances in the movie, you know?
yes, yeah.
Because that song was sort of ubiquitous for a while.
Yes. And that song would have definitely stood out.
Yes. But, I mean, this was not the first time you had like a song, you know, like a soundtrack as promotional tool, right? I mean, that had been done before. It's not like Batman invented that. I feel like Batman may have revolutionized it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, there had been like Eye of the Tiger and,
Oh, sure, sure.
you know.
By the way, that painting is Francis Bacon's figure with meat that Joker didn't want him to destroy, and that's at the Art Institute of Chicago.
Wow. Now here's why Vicky Vale is an objectively stupid person, okay?
That she didn't leave?
What is she she's sitting there.
Yes.
Hide.
Watching
dummy.
these people die. Yeah.
She's watched these people die, and the Joker and his men spent at least 5 minutes effing around.
Right.
So why would she not hide?
Yeah, you can almost picture a version of that where she's hiding behind something and they find her and draw her out. Like, she can't find an exit. You show her, like, working at a door that she can't open.
Yeah, like they find
and
her
hiding
trying to
somewhere, and then
escape.
Joker, like, peekaboo, you know, kind of then pulls her out.
She's just sitting there.
Yeah.
You're stupid, Vicky. That's all I'm saying. You're stupid.
That's hilarious.
Now, see, it's funny, for all the complaining that Michael Keaton's casting aroused, it was the exact opposite when it was announced that Jack Nicholson was going to be Joker, because it's like, oh my gosh, everyone, you can imagine that.
Right.
But the funny thing is, when you look at the Joker visually, what he looks like in the comics, what he has traditionally looked like, he doesn't look like Jack Nicholson.
Right.
You know, Joker's very lanky. He has a skinny face.
Yeah, these huge teeth and
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it's interesting how people's, you know, complaining instinct. I mean, physically, Keaton was a better match for the Joker than Nicholson.
Right. Now, have you read about how Robin Williams kind of got jerked around a little bit with this?
I haven't heard this, actually.
So they wanted Jack Nicholson, the producers, and he was, I don't know, hesitating a little bit. But so then they're like, okay, let's talk to Robin Williams. And Robin Williams was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then once he agreed, they went to Nicholson like, well, hey, Robin Williams is going to do it, okay?
Oh, that's some bullshit.
Yeah. And so then Nicholson's like, all right, fine, I'll do it. And then they released Williams. And Williams was understandably pissed and wouldn't work in a Warner Brothers movie till they apologized to him.
Really?
Yeah, but that era, Williams, he kept getting jerked around by studios. Because remember the whole thing with Aladdin?
With Aladdin, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was in negotiations for Batman Forever.
Right, to play Riddler. I mean, I remember at the time everyone thinking he was going to be the Riddler.
And
That's haunting, by the way. Jerry Hall's face.
Oh, very much so, yeah. That's a disturbing thing. I remember reading about that in the novel. And just the way it's described in the novel is almost scarier than what we see in the movie, you know?
Oh, funny. I don't remember. What did it say?
Well, it's just like her nerve endings and her bone had all been burned off and melted together.
Right.
It's like, ugh.
Yeah. Did he say the dollar bill line yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that was a thing that I remember reading in the comic. And I want my face on a $1 bill, which was supposed to come back later with the money he's spilling over the crowd at the parade.
Yeah, that's right.
It was fake money.
And they just cut that out.
But they just cut that out of the movie.
Yeah, remember, and then she says, "You must be joking." He's like, "Do I look like I'm joking?"
Yeah.
Yeah, see, she does a lot of stupid things. Like this here. You throw the thing in his face and you take off.
And you run. Yeah, exactly.
But this right here, when the Batman comes through the window, come on, look at that. That is like, I'm 9 years old again just watching that, Brian.
Oh, totally.
Right?
Totally. And I mean, back to the editing. I mean, Joker, we don't know what's going on with him. And like, boo, and then boom, Batman coming through the window. It's great.
Yep. And again, I mentioned before the Batman voice. Look at how he just lowers it an octave, just slightly.
Mm-hmm.
The Keaton Batman voice, I really like. I feel like he doesn't get enough credit for what he does with the character.
Yeah. And where does he get those wonderful toys? We have to call that line out.
Of course. And this is the first time we see the Batmobile in this movie. The amazing,
that Batmobile.
The Anton First, as far as I'm concerned, the definitive Batmobile.
To me, it's actually currently at the Peterson Museum in Hollywood, and wow. I am certainly gonna. Oh, you're gonna be here soon. We should go see it.
Hey, we totally should.
The DeLorean's there. That Luke's speeder is there.
Dude, okay.
I've always wanted to see this Batmobile in person.
Well, I guess I know what I'm doing in a few days.
Yeah, shoot, that's gonna be great. So
here's Batman racing around the soundstage.
Yes, yeah, basically like 3 corners they have to work with, and it's noticeable when you think about it. But I am impressed with how they do their best to sell it.
It's like a Tom and Jerry cartoon where they pass the same lamp
yes,
again and again. Because this is like what's happening now, where it's circling. It's basically that they pass the Monarch Theater about 50 times.
Right.
You know?
I love the sort of how this crash keeps going too. By the way, with the cabbage and the pipes, it just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah, there is something very, in terms of scale, it's sort of adorably quaint how small scale this chase is.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, well, let's just circle around for like a minute and then we just get out.
Yeah. Something I'm going to be old man Brian for 2 seconds, but I watched a movie recently on Netflix called I Am Mother.
Okay.
And it's pretty good, but it was so clean that it didn't feel like I was watching a movie. I felt like I was watching a TV show. And as I'm watching this now, and we're talking about how they're trying to sell the fact that they don't have a lot of space to work with and make it look big. There's something about how this is shot on 24 frames on film, and they have all the smoke and atmosphere that makes it just feel a little bit otherworldly.
Yeah.
So you buy this bonkers car going through this city, and this silly chase happening. And I feel like all that alchemy, when you don't have it in things now, it makes things a little bit harder to buy that are sort of silly.
Yes. That's really true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tricky balance, but I think when we look at the the number of different interpretations Batman has had on screen. I mean, I think it's something special and unique about this character that allows us to be able to look at all of them and say that they are all Batman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? I mean, I think that, and not to fall down this rabbit hole, but I think there's a reason that people had such a visceral reaction to Zack Snyder's approach to Superman. And agree or disagree with their reaction, I think it comes down to people sort of put Superman in a box and say it can't vary too much from this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not the case with Batman, because you can watch the Adam West show and be like, well, that is Batman.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah.
And that sits comfortably alongside this, alongside Christian Bale, and alongside George Clooney even, you know?
Yeah. This action is so simple, but I love it. And I love how her shooting, I
like the little white flashes that are...
That's exactly what I was about to call out. And I at first I thought it was an aesthetic choice, a style choice, but then I realized it was Vicky with her flash, like years later. And this ninja guy, I mean, this is just it's so silly, but it's so cool. Maybe it's because I saw it when I was a kid, but I love this. And like, again, the strobe effect that's happening just really amps it up. It's kind of reminiscent of the Raiders fight a little bit.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I mean, obviously this guy gets a few more...
With the Cairo swordsman, you mean?
Yeah. But it's just kind of simple.
Yeah, I mean...
Kick takes him out.
I mean, Keaton can't do much in that suit.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. You almost have to limit what but he does his backwards punch move again. His signature backwards punch move.
I compare Michael Keaton in this to all the stuff that Val Kilmer does in Batman Forever. They made a specific design choice to allow for more mobility in the suit, and that film right up and from the jump, it has him doing flips and doing all kinds of stuff because they wanted to make a sort of a demarcation, you know.
Yeah.
However, going back to what I said earlier, and part of it is just because we took it as it came at us. To me there's almost a different mystique that Michael Keaton is able to create by being so. Not slow, but like methodical in how he fights, you know?
Yep. There's a deleted scene there, apparently, right? With the little girl, like, asking if it's Halloween when she sees him in his costume, which I used to have the Topps trading cards for this movie. Again, before I saw the film.
Yep.
So when I watched the movie, I was like, wait, where's that scene? And where's that scene? This is, like, Danny Elfman just commanding an orchestra during this Batmobile zipping through the trees and kicking up the leaves, and this is just amazing. Oh, by the way, we're looking at that Batman's boot there. Apparently they had a deal with Nike, and Nike made that boot, and there is a Nike symbol on it.
Really?
Yeah. John Peters went to Warner Brothers and said they wanted, what can we do with the, sports gear? And they're like, I don't know. So then they talked to Nike, and Nike made that boot.
John Peters was an outsized presence on this film. So it's John Peters and Peter Guber, who were the producers, and they essentially took over the production from Michael Uslan and Ben Melniker, who are still Ben Melniker passed away. Michael Uslan is still credited on every single Batman movie. He owns a piece of the rights.
Wow!
So any movie with the word Batman in the title, he gets a piece of, which is good work if you can get it.
Now, why is that?
Because so after the success of Superman the movie, it's weird to think about this, but there was a time when Batman was not a commodity.
Mm-hmm.
Batman was considered virtually a dead property in the early 80s.
Right.
Which is weird. Like, it's a weird thing to say because you're like, well, that's ridiculous, right?
Mm-hmm.
But after the Superman movie, Michael Uslan was like, I'm going to try to get a Batman movie made. I want to try to do a serious one that's different from the TV show. And nobody took him seriously. He scooped up the rights. I mean, they weren't cheap, but they weren't what they would be now.
Mm-hmm.
And he spent basically, from 79 to 89, it's 10 years trying to get it made.
Wow.
And there were several close calls at one time. They were going to go in the mid 80s, and it went through a lot of different formulations. But Guber Peters, they picked it up, and they're the ones who got it made. But they only had involvement with the first movie, which I think is kind of interesting. They aren't involved with any of the sequels.
You know, I was reading about that and just what a journey it was to get to this thing made. And then I also read this thing where they went out to Kiefer Sutherland. He was 19 at the time to play Robin.
Huh.
And he said he didn't want to do it because he was like picturing, the 60s thing running around in tights.
Yeah.
And the combination of those two sort of factoids made me think, when we think of Batman cinematically, we all have a pretty similar base that we're thinking of.
Yeah.
But at that time, when this hadn't happened yet, and we only had the 60s TV show, I said comics aside, but in terms of visual, TV or movies, this could have been anything. I mean, they could have balanced a little more light into it. It could have been a comedy. At one point, I think they were thinking about making it a comedy.
Yeah, they wanted Bill Murray and Eddie Murphy as Batman and Robin at one point.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? And so it's funny, though, because then when they landed on this, which seems so obvious now, I mean, every movie since this, even through Nolan, is informed by this movie to some degree.
At the very least, the Batman costume, every Batman movie costume is beholden to what Bob Ringwood did here.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, and going back to what I said to you earlier, I mean, when I saw that first picture, I was like, I didn't know you could make a Batman costume look like that,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because to me, it was Adam West with the cloth cowl with the flimsy bat ears on the side,
Yep.
Which I loved, by the way. But,
sure. I still love that show.
Yeah, but I'm like, I was like, oh, well, that's how it's supposed to look. In fact, I remember seeing the poster. It's the famous poster of Batman standing in front of the Batmobile. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I do.
And it said Michael Keaton, Batman. And I was like, who the hell's Michael Keaton? Adam West is Batman,
Mm-hmm.
I was young enough where that idea of a different actor coming in was like, I didn't even understand that.
Yep. I remember that poster because my friend's older brother had that on his wall.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things, I remember just staring at it. And I think that's why that Batmobile is just seared into my heart. Like, that's the Batmobile.
I remember my brother being like, oh, you got to see what the new Batmobile looks like.
Yeah. Oh, funny.
And you have the replica right on your desk. You have two of them. You have one on your work desk and one on your home desk.
Yes, and who bought me one of those?
I got one of those for you.
You did. It meant a lot to me.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, even in these original four films, we had three different Batmobiles, and there was none of the other ones looked as good as this one.
I don't think so. Yeah, it looks like they were just trying to zazz up what was already working.
Yes.
It's like, just leave well enough alone. There's, we got to call it Joker killing another TV.
Another TV. The production design in this film is by Anton Furst, who lent a very distinctive look to Gotham City. And first of all, unfortunately, Anton Furst, shortly after this film came out, he committed suicide.
Yeah, sad.
So he was working through some demons. But I think, again, when we look at the directorial approaches, I think we have two things two completely different ways of viewing Batman. We have the Nolan way and the Burton way, right? Now, I'm not saying one is right or one is wrong, but Burton is like, in order for Batman to exist in this world believably, the world needs to look as ornate and bizarre and weird as him.
Yeah.
And so that's what his Gotham City is.
That's
City,
very clever.
right? Meanwhile, Nolan is like, Batman needs to stick out, so he needs to live in a world that is completely realistic.
Yeah.
Neither is right or wrong.
No.
Right?
And it's up to the director to sell both of those visions.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that, you talk about chases. Look at the car chase we saw here, and then look at the Batpod chase in The Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
It's they're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's just in completely different ways,
Yeah.
This is a great scene for Michael Keaton. I love how, again, we're talking about, he is just not comfortable being Bruce Wayne. Bruce is not comfortable.
Him at Vicky's apartment right now, deciding that he's going to tell her that he's Batman.
It's such a great, it highlights his skills as an actor.
Yes.
Like,
I never noticed this till the last time we watched this.
Yes.
That joke where he comes in, he's like, nice apartment, a lot of space. And then the Joker comes in later, he's like, nice apartment, lots of space.
Which, of course, the subtle underpinning there is that these two guys are flip sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Right.
That is a really funny joke. I can't believe I never noticed it.
I think you and I both noticed that at the same time. We both laughed at the exact same time.
Yeah.
But this whole thing where he's like, you have a different, and you say goodbye, and he's doing this whole thing, and she's like, oh my God, you're married.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I remember this was a trailer moment too, though. My life is really complex.
Yeah. It's that's the sad thing is like even when the films moved past Burton and Keaton, they didn't keep the characterization going. And so you can never convince me that George Clooney is playing the same guy that Keaton is playing.
Right.
You know? Even though I and this might be a controversial thing, I think George Clooney was a really good Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he's a version of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I see that, yeah.
I you know, his Batman was whatever, but I think his Bruce Wayne I liked. I would have liked to have seen more of that.
Well, it's not much of a stretch to imagine George Clooney being this sort of playboy billionaire.
Yeah, I mean, look, like a Soderbergh directed Batman movie starring George Clooney, you can picture that.
Oh, for sure,
right?
For sure, I can see that.
You know, he played the character as written, and unfortunately, it's funny how Val Kilmer got out while the getting was good, and everyone at the time was like, "You idiot!"
Right.
It's like Keanu with Speed 2, you know, you dummy.
Wait, did he do The Saint in lieu of doing the next Batman movie?
Yes, he did. So he got to put on his little fake teeth and be like, "Oh, fall."
He's like, I got this idea, this voice. I just need to find a vehicle to use it.
Yeah. You picture Philip Noyce, the director, like, okay. So this here, okay. So the Joker had busted into Vicky's apartment. Now this was supposed to lead to this elaborate horse race sequence.
Oh, I've heard about this sequence and I didn't know where it went.
Yeah, it was supposed to come here. There's a couple things. Like this is in the novelization, so I'm assuming it's evocative of what's in the script. Right. But in the scene, the Joker shoots Bruce and he put a tray in his chest, and that's what took the bullet. In the comic, it like his like utility belt blocked it or something. And not in the comic, in the book, in the novel.
Okay, yeah.
And then that leads to this horse chase where Bruce is like riding a horse, trying to get to, like it doesn't work, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't work with the film as it exists. Like, it's hard for me to imagine Keaton riding a horse, you know?
Yeah, and they would have to do the same backlot, make it look bigger kind of thing.
Right,
Daylight might not work as well.
I mean, I think maybe part of the reason to include something like that is that, you know, they, to show that Bruce is a hero also. That he's not just a hero.
Out of the costume.
Out of the costume.
I mean, this man is capable. Yeah.
But now this scene right here is interesting because what Bruce is doing here is very clever, right? Where he's playing a mind game with the Joker. Mm-hmm. But then when he's like, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." That's where you're like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. He was Michael Keaton was on SNL within the past year or two, and he busted out that line as a joke, and the audience didn't get it.
Oh, really?
And I remember watching that from home, being like, "No!" Just clapping. You don't get it.
Was that like in the monologue when everyone was trying to?
I don't recall. I feel like he did it in a sketch.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting.
I can't remember the story of the sketch though. Got sloppy.
Yeah, this is the first movie I can think of that did the thing where it ties the villain and the hero together in terms of their origin.
Yeah.
And that's a thing that always kind of I reflexively I don't like it unless it's woven in. Mm-hmm. Because I don't like stupid coincidences like that.
Sure.
Like, what are the sheer odds that the Joker is the guy who killed Batman's parents? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you get it. I mean, in terms of utility for screenwriting, it makes sense.
Yeah.
To tie stuff together. And again, just to reiterate, this is a genre that was really in its infancy at this time, so a lot of the tropes and things hadn't been fully formed yet. So there's a lot of hand-holding for the audience.
Just calling out Burton's shots, too, when he has that low-angle shot and Joker slides into it.
Yes.
Never rub another man's rhubarb. Like, that's just so simple, but it's so effective. What were you gonna say? Were you gonna call something out?
Well, the you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? I'm wondering, is that an invention of this movie, or is that from something?
From something? Yeah, I don't know.
Right? Now here's another example of Vicky being just the dumbest human being on earth.
Why would she open the box?
Yes. So the Joker leaves a package for her. Okay, so there we see the bullet that. See, I like how the movie doesn't really call out this stuff. It expects you to figure it out. But She opens it. What are you, nuts?
Right.
And then she faints. God, she's so dumb.
Yeah, they don't do her as well as they could in this movie.
Don't. And Vicky Vale was in the comics. She had been. It's funny because as far as I know, she hasn't really been a presence in the books in a while. But in the comics, she was as close as there was to like a long-time love interest. But she's meant to be the Lois Lane, Vicky Vale. She's a reporter. Right. She's a photographer. It's meant to be that dynamic.
Now, I assume she's from Gotham in the comics. Because here she's from out of town, and that's why she doesn't know anything about Bruce.
That's a good question. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Yeah. I'm sure somebody listening knows that. I mean, like you, my first exposure to the character was this film, and then I found out later. I was like, oh, she's from the comics. I didn't know.
Right.
That.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think the problem also is like Batman isn't a character who lends himself to a singular love interest.
Yeah.
I mean, the closest, like a Catwoman.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, that's Batman's like one true thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would, if he's going to end up with somebody, it should be Catwoman.
Yeah.
Not crazy movie Catwoman.
When you say that, you're Michelle Pfeiffer, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, no. You know what? I'm gonna contradict myself because I like the love relationship between them.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do too. Yeah.
But she's a little nutty. I mean, my point is that the Selena Kyle in Batman Returns is not like the comic book Catwoman.
Right.
Who's like a normal person.
So we're about to go in a flashback here, right? But.
Yeah.
Or no, not yet.
Well, right after this piece with the when the
Joker,
yes,
I love this because this doesn't entirely make sense the way that he Joker in the monitors does this wipe.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of funny too. Him by a fireplace reading a book.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, it is disappointing how little Harvey Dent like factors into this movie.
Right, yeah, sure.
I mean, that's all the stuff in hindsight. I mean, I think part of it is like when you watch The Dark Knight, they really made a meal out of making Dent's importance to the story such that when he becomes Two-Face, it's a tragedy.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, speaking of that, I was reading something somewhere, I didn't even notice this, but this is the only Batman movie to feature just one villain.
Ever.
Yeah. That feels like, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's. Yeah. I mean, why do you think that is? Do you think they doubt one could be enough, or they feel? I mean, right after this, obviously, we get the Penguin and Catwoman in the same movie. So
it's weird, you know. I mean, I think what the Nolan films did, where you would have like primary and secondary villain, that I'm okay with that, right? Because like like. The Dark Knight. Well, obviously the Joker is the villain, but yeah, we got Scarecrow in there too. That's one way, and I don't mind that. But what I hated that the 80s 90s series just like ratcheted through villains at a really rapid clip. And they created these pairings that don't make sense. Like I can buy Catwoman and Penguin teaming up. But like when you say, "Oh, Two-Face and Riddler are a lethal combination," like what? You know?
Yeah, right.
Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy, like Batman and Robin is a perfect example. Mr. Freeze was enough for that movie.
Yes.
You didn't need Poison Ivy. She didn't add anything to it.
Right.
And then, for that matter, Batman Forever. What did Two-Face really add to it?
I don't know. Right. And then even thinking of The Dark Knight, I mean, Harvey Dent, I don't mind his origin so much in it, but it does, we've talked about this. I mean, as much as we love that movie, it leads to this fourth act.
Yes.
When you're kind of ready for the movie to end, and we have to resolve Two-Face as well, and I think we're out of energy at that point.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we know where Nolan's muse went, but yeah, I mean, if I was in that position, I would have been like, save Two-Face for the next one. That's what you do.
Yeah, like he can even be like the first half of the next one, and then
Yes, exactly. You know.
yeah.
So this is right here. Now we're watching The Murder of the Waynes, the ritual sacrifice of the Waynes.
Right.
This is the first time it had ever been depicted in live action.
Oh wow!
Isn't that crazy? You know, the first time it was ever shown on screen,
No,
it was an episode of the Super Friends cartoon show.
really?
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Like we don't actually see it, but you know, through heavy implication. It's an episode called The Fear. And the Scarecrow affects Batman with his gas, so he's drawn to Crime Alley and he sees the murder happen. That's a pretty dark thing to put in like a Super Friends show, right?
Yeah, this is filmed really creepily too. But that reminds me. My brother and I, his coworkers, gave him tickets to a live action Batman show, and they're like, "Do you want to go? You and your brother, you'd love it." So we go and we like buy our beers at the concession stand, and we walk into the stadium, and it's all children.
Wow.
And we're like, oh. So we're like, you know, waiting past all these parents and their kids, and we take a seat, and we're like, okay, well, what's this going to be? And then, sure enough, they include this scene of the parents being murdered in the alley, and I was like,
Naturally.
oh, this is crazy. And so eventually they're leading up to it, and right before the gunshot goes off, it fades to black. And I was like, oh, of course, there's kids here. This is for kids. They're not going to... And then you go, blam, blam, with like no lights in the stadium. And I thought, that's crazy.
It'd be funny. It's just total pitch black, and you just hear, "Oh, so much blood everywhere!
Yes.
Daddy, your brains are on my fingertips." You know.
That was exactly it. Yeah, I thought, wow, you could have just stopped when it cut to black.
Right, we'd get it.
Yeah.
So that moment is like, I get, you know, making the Joker the thing, and that's the connection and stuff. But it's weird to me because it feels like you're layering in stuff that you don't need.
Sure.
Because it's as if you're adding this extra. That's why he has to stop the Joker. It's like, yeah, but he's gonna stop him anyway. You know.
Yeah.
Now this here, where Vicky is let into the Batcave and finds out his identity. Sam Hamm has said this. The screenwriter. He's like, that was not me.
Right.
It was not my idea. I did not want to do that. He's like, I've been taking shit about it for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
It's not my idea. So that was a Tim Burton invention.
I still don't like this. As a kid, I was like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
Alfred would never do that. And
Yeah.
I feel like if she is a smart enough reporter, she could figure it out, and then you could have him reveal all this stuff. But
Well, I just assumed that she went to Alfred and she's like, hey, so he's Batman, right? And she'd be like, yeah. And he'd be like, yeah. And here, let me
I'll show you the way.
Yeah.
It was funny if it was still like the 60s Batman where she has to go down some sort of like pole, and she's like, ah! Like lands on a big pillow, and he's like, what the?
Yeah, I mean, in 2019, 30 years later, you would have a whole separate storyline where she is doing the investigating. I mean, you know, this is one thing that I think Zack Snyder did really well in Man of Steel is he makes Lois like front and center. She's figuring this stuff out.
Yes, yes.
And that is absolutely what you would see the Vicky Vale character be doing today.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah, you need that, you know.
Yeah.
I love this. The music,
Yeah.
you know. I have you've seen this, the Hot Toys Batman 1989 figure.
Mm-hmm.
It took a long time for me to track down one at a reasonable price. And again, I was like, that's the one that I want. To me, that's when I think of a live action Batman in my head, that's what I think of. Like even the like to me the armor, the chest armor, how it's sculpted to look like you know, abs and stuff, like
Yeah.
that's how it should look. I remember they changed it in Batman Returns,
Yes.
and I didn't like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's less abs and more like
It's like armor.
armor. Yeah, it looks like literal armor, yeah.
Okay, so for all the complaints people have about Batman murdering people
Yes.
in recent films, he murders a bunch of people.
I saw not just Batman, but there are 53 deaths in this movie.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right. So Batman right here just blew up this factory with all the Joker's goons in it. So this is the funny thing, because again, people complain about Snyder. Oh, he just has Batman murdering people left and right, and I'm like, Batman kills people in literally every single Batman movie. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
I think Batman and Robin is like the only one he doesn't.
Yeah. Because he's too busy on ice skates.
That's right.
I love this. The model. This is one of those things too, where this can only imprint on you like this when you're a child. But like just watching this scene, I can hear the music in my head. Watching this model blow up.
Yep.
It's not even. I don't even look at it and still think it's cool. It's a feeling.
I
Does that
agree.
make sense?
No, it absolutely makes sense because I'm right there with you.
Yeah. I mean, this is just it. I don't know. It reminds me of the feelings that you have that you can only have when you're a kid.
Yes. Now, worth mentioning, you talk about the Joker logo. The logo on Batman's chest,
I was going to ask you about that. Yes.
it looks different than in any other movie, and even in the marketing art for this film, which is that very iconic image of the bat symbol. It doesn't look like the one on his chest. They added this like extra scallop,
Yes, at the bottom.
and I don't know why that is.
I was going to ask you if there was a reason for that.
I'm wondering if it's like some kind of licensing. You know, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm curious about that.
And by the way, I've never noticed this. I knew the helicopter looked wonky when he's calling him out. He's like, Junior Birdman. I've never noticed till right now how obvious a model it is. I mean, I knew that the helicopter is a model, but Joker is like an action figure that doesn't move in that shot.
Interesting.
Yeah, I never saw it till right now. And apparently there was a scene explaining why there are no cops here. He poisoned all these cops, and that's why they're not at this parade. But that was never shot.
So Brian, this is courtesy of Reddit about the bat symbol.
Oh,
So somebody asked, "What's up with the 1989 symbol?" I thought it was what's on the cover, but it looks different on his chest. This is guy on Reddit, but it sounds reasonable to me. Time Warner and DC were in the process of merging during production, so they couldn't use the correct symbol at the time of production. The merger went through during production, and they were then able to use the correct logo in all the marketing.
interesting. I mean, it looks cool.
It looks cool, but if you notice, it never looked like that again. Like in Batman Returns,
Yeah.
it looks like the normal one. So I guess that sounds like it could make sense.
It's funny that that's all it takes to not be sued.
Yeah.
Just adding 2 little points.
Well, what's funny is that the whole reason they did that, they came up with the yellow oval with the bat inside it, was specifically because they couldn't copyright just a bat. Like the way it used to look pre-60s, it was just a bat on his chest.
Yeah.
And then they said the same way the Superman symbol is a unique design. They needed to create a unique Batman design. But now, if every time they make a new movie, like the bat looks a certain way, and they can copyright the specific look of the bat. So you have the Nolan bat symbol looks a certain way, and the Affleck symbol looked a certain way.
Mm-hmm. This Batwing, I had this toy when I was a kid. It was one of my favorite toys.
Yeah, I had there was a set of Micro Machines.
Ah.
They weren't like technically Micro Machines because that's Galoob, but it was like they were small,
Yeah.
So it was a Batmobile, a Batwing, and a Joker van. I had
Joker van,
so
that's
much
funny.
Batman shit that summer, dude. I had buttons.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
Oh my god! I remember going home from Chicago to Saudi Arabia, and just my backpack was just full of Batman stuff. Filled with Batman stuff. And I must have read that novelization a gazillion times before I watched that movie.
That's amazing. Here's my ADR line. Be a bat that flies through the night and finds me ready. This is such a cool scene. Again, don't need blue beams. We don't need all this crazy chaos because special effects can afford it. But just this parade, and he's going to kill all these people, and
Yeah.
Batman's going to get rid of the poison. Maybe it's just because, again, the age, but this is still exciting to me. I love this. This is the stuff, by the way, I remember from a lot of the TV advertising, like seeing these balloons and the
Oh, that's interesting.
Batwing sort of clipping them up. And
Yeah, I mean, well, just to piggyback off the point you were just making, the scale is something you can get your arms around.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the caper, if you will, is in line with what the Joker would do.
Yes. Yeah. Lure everybody out, offering them money, and then poison them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now here we get this bit with Alexander Knox kind of showing his heroism,
Right.
which is nice. It's a good bit for the character.
Sure.
But why are we focusing on this person who doesn't matter in this story?
It should be Vicky. Now it would be Vicky.
Yeah, that's exactly.
She just retreats to the car.
She is so useless in this movie. Oh my god, I'm like getting infuriated watching this now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's the truth. Today we just take for granted that a female character would have much more agency in a story like this.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's when you go back and watch some of these older movies, you're surprised because you either don't remember them being that way if you're seeing it for the first time. Like
Yeah.
with Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, I was like
Oh, yeah.
astounded with the way Marianne's treated in that movie.
Yes.
This is so great.
That
This
baby
model
balloon,
stuff.
that's one of those iconic things in my mind.
Yes, totally. And then, I love, this guy's death is so unnecessary and violent.
Right.
So he
falls off the thing.
off the balloon, lands on a truck. The truck blows up.
So the Batwing, for as cool as it looks, is the most worthless piece of hardware that Batman owns. Because it takes like one shot from a friggin'
Like a revolver.
a lengthy revolver
Yeah.
to just, I mean, again, I almost feel like Burton was going for a joke with that. Like in his mind, that's hilarious.
Yeah. I love it though. I love that it's so funny when Joker pulls that out. It's so stupid and silly and fun.
And he's got the giant pincers.
Yes, yes.
What's funny is he put that in there. Like, what was he anticipating? Was he
I
like,
was just gonna say that. Yeah. When he was ordering or having this thing made, like make sure there's a giant scissors in the front, in case I need to cut.
in case
anything.
there is a hypothetical villain who uses gas-filled balloons that I have to release over the bay?
Over the bay. Yeah. But it's great.
I mean, it works. You just take it as it is, you know?
How great that shot is with the cathedral and him. I mean, I know some of this stuff is dated, but it's still beautiful. Some of these effects.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, you and I have talked about this before. How we live in a post matte painting world, so
Yes.
to a large extent, we have sort of rose-colored glasses when we look at those
Yeah.
because it marks it as a specific era, you know.
Yeah.
I remember this because I knew Bob the Goon because of the toy. So when the
Yes.
Joker kills him, I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, it's still like disturbing.
It is
Bob,
dark.
Gun, and he gives him the gun that he kills him with.
Right? And then he's like, "I'm going to need a moment alone."
Yeah, yeah. But it's funny when you going back to the matte painting thing because now we have digital matte paintings which look better in their own way, but also don't look right. So I wonder in the future once those get perfected, we'll look at these things and be like, "Wow, they were so flat that we."
That right there.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, awesome shot.
Yes.
Second of all, why does Batman do that?
You know what? I'm not even mad about it.
He flies the Batwing up so that it's perfectly silhouetted against the moon, and then he drops back down.
When we saw that in the theater recently, I think I either clapped or cried. It was one or the other. I don't know. I love it. And that was what was on the cover of the soundtrack.
That was. But the thing is, hey, Batman, not for nothing, but you're on the clock, buddy.
Yeah. Brilliant shot, by the way. Hear this. All the people passing and then Joker emerging, but the background's out of focus. That's what I'm talking about with Burton. Like, Burton
Yeah.
does that well.
That
That camera doesn't even move.
Like or dislike his films, the guy knows how to frame a shot.
Yes, he does. Yes.
So here, Joker pulls out the gun. Has he been walking around with that gun the whole time?
Yeah.
Because that feels dangerous to me.
Yeah, one leg would, be not bending. Like, okay, so here we go. He's murdering all the goons.
I was about
Like
to say,
machine gun
so
fire.
Batman, no, right there, he is bullseye targeting him. So a couple things. One, he intends to kill him, the
Yes.
Joker. Secondly, the Batwing sucks.
Yeah, I wish there was a little more explanation why all of that weaponry didn't work, but
I mean, we just saw his targeting. It was dead bullseye on him.
yeah.
And then one shot is all it takes. Seriously, Batman. Come on, man.
Maybe have Joker shoot him right before, you get the bullseye, like, here we go, and then Joker pulls out, I was going to say Jack. Joker pulls out the gun, shoots him, and he
same
isn't
difference.
able to get the shot.
Yes, right.
Now look at this model stuff here with the Batwing and the cars.
That's great.
They actually, yeah. I mean, clearly models, but impressive models.
So the Batwing has crashed on the one and only street in Gotham City.
Sorry, say that again. The one and only what? I was on mute coughing. The one and only what?
The one and only street in Gotham City, because there's only one street in Gotham.
Oh, yes.
Everything happens. Look, the Monarch Theater is like 1 block over. The
Yeah.
cathedral is there. City Hall is like right in the middle, and that's about it. So,
Right.
so the traffic is going to be piled up. Now, okay, there's the Joker. Batman is there. He is in the cockpit of the Batwing.
Right.
So he could kill him right there.
Joker could kill Batman?
Yes.
Right.
One presumes Batman is like unconscious.
Right.
What's the Joker doing?
It's good. It's a good question.
These evil schemes, they just don't, it's very disappointing. Very disappointing, Joker.
And apparently this whole last sequence here in the cathedral was being written on the fly.
I believe it.
I was going to say, it does have a bit of that feel. It does. Like, we're kind of ready to wrap things up, and it sort of extends a little bit. And I mean, it's still good, but it does feel a little written on the fly.
Well, it's the old. I mean, there was a period there where you had the rising villain, which needed to happen so that you could have the falling villain.
Yes, sure.
Because remember, there was this. Dick Tracy ends the same way. Ninja Turtles with the Shredder,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There was a Captain America movie in 1990.
And apparently when Joker was going up the stairs, he asked him, Burton, where am I going? And Burton was like, we'll find out.
Well, this is a thing that you and I think we both noticed it for the first time when we just watched it, which is the Joker goes up, there's no one with the Joker, and then
Yes.
Batman goes up, and then suddenly, like, the Joker's goons are up there fighting Batman.
Yeah, and the helicopter's not there yet.
Not only is the helicopter not there, the Joker, this was a jury-rigged plan where he's like, oh, I'm going to go up to the cathedral. So it's not like that was the intent.
Right.
So it's not like he had his guys there waiting for him, like, oh, I'm going to make my way over there.
Right. Which comes, I mean, you think of it as them writing on the fly. It's like, well, how do we slow down Batman a little bit? Like, his goons are there too. It's like, but the previous page, like, whatever.
Like, nobody passed Batman.
Yeah. Yeah, past Batman. Which, by the way, okay, so this is something I can't believe we haven't brought up yet, but Jack Nicholson doing this movie, he had an insane contract, right? Where he was given royalties from all the merchandise.
Dude, he cleaned
Which,
up.
like we said, everybody owned something Batman in 1989.
But was it all Batman or was it only Joker?
That is a good question. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen that detail pointed out. It's just usually, he had some sort of tie with the merchandise.
Yeah, it says here, when Jack Nicholson accepted the role, this is from Investopedia. When Jack Nicholson accepted the role of the Joker, he got $6 million instead of his then average salary of $10 million. But part of the deal was that Nicholson would earn a percentage of the film's total earnings, including merchandise sales. Batman was an overwhelming success, grossing $400 million worldwide. So Nicholson ended up earning more than $50 million for the role.
Wow. Amazing. Smart.
Hey? And that's the reason these big actors do these movies. It's because Nicholson set the precedent.
Yeah. Yeah. And you think about a deal like that, that's something that reminds me of Lucas, right? Where, Fox had no faith in the toys. And so he's like, all right, well, then let me get some money from the toys. And it feels like you can only do that once, and then a studio learns its lesson.
Right. Well, and obviously, it's one of those things where now, and this is something that Zach Stentz, who wrote the first Thor, talked to me about in our recent interview. He's like, now the studio will be like, do the first one on the cheap, and then we'll look out for you on the second one. And that's why these actors, I mean, like Robert Downey got peanuts for the first Iron Man,
Right.
you know. But Nicholson is Nicholson. That's the thing. You know, he was on a whole other tier back then.
Yeah.
Somebody like Jack Nicholson did not do movies like this.
Yeah. Oh, and I'd read also that Vicky Vale originally wasn't supposed to be up here, but Kim Basinger was like, hey, put me up there.
I need to be dragged around to make it worth my time.
Right. Yeah. It's sort of a precursor to her Last Dance with Mary Jane video. Tom Petty. Okay, so as we're going to get into Batman brawling with these guys, did you see
Batman
this thing about
murdering a bunch of people.
murdering a bunch of men? Sylvester Stallone, did you see this where he was citing this as the movie that led to the decline of muscle-bound action stars? Because he's saying, you know, he said this movie was the beginning of a new era because visuals took over, special effects became more important. And his quote is, "I wish I had thought of Velcro muscles. Then I would have had to go to the gym all those years." And it's kind of true, isn't it? I mean, that was when we think of those sorts of movies, we think of the 80s. And like we just did our Speed commentary. And I mean, Keanu looks very capable, but he's not like an Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's as a contrast, I think it's very interesting that now, even though we're in an age of just superheroes all over the place and CGI is able to let these people do just about anything, you still, if you notice, in a lot of modern superhero movies, you need that one shirtless shot.
Right.
To show, like, no, they could do this.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Like, practically every Thor movie gets, like, one shirtless Hemsworth scene, you know?
Right.
Even Robert Downey in the first Iron Man, you know, he had to work out.
Yeah.
We never see Michael Keaton shirtless.
And that's a good point.
Right?
I didn't think of that.
And I think to a large extent, Stallone, his observation is on point, but it's also inevitable. I mean, that era went as far as it could go.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, all these things have ebbs and flows, you know?
Yeah. I like all the Joker's sort of like 99-cent store gags up here with
That's right.
the gun with the bang and then eventually the chomper teeth, which makes no sense, but it's pretty funny.
Dad jokes.
Right.
Now, I said that before this, there was Superman in terms of a superhero movie that really made an impact. When you think about it, between Superman 1 and Batman 89, it was pretty much a wasteland for superhero movies.
Which is, I'm sure, for some people of a certain age, impossible to imagine.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there were the
Yeah.
Superman sequels. There were obviously the 3 Superman sequels.
Yeah.
And then there was Supergirl. But other than that, what was there, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
The very first Marvel movie that went to theaters? Howard the Duck. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just was not a thing. I mean, it's we live in an age now where you're talking about 4 to 6 major superhero movies a year,
Yeah.
at least.
And they're not just for kids. I mean, everybody is watching these.
Everybody's
Like, these
watching
have become, side by side a genre with anything else.
Yeah. And so, to a large extent, I mean, this was the one. This is where the religion started.
Mm-hmm.
Superman, the movie, was John the Baptist.
That's great. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, it's true. That's a good way. That's really a good way of putting it. I mean, it never really stopped after this. It
Yeah.
only gained momentum.
I mean, the 90s, because you had this, and it's actually interesting because when you look at the early part of the 90s, it's filmmakers trying to figure it out because it's a lot of the old timey stuff coming back.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, when I was a kid, I liked Dick Tracy,
Yep.
and and then the Phantom and the Shadow and all this like stuff that people were not interested in the 90s.
That is real. I didn't even think of it that way, but with the era and probably the ages of the producers, like, yeah, Dick Tracy, the kids will love it.
Yeah. Oh, the Phantom. That's everybody loves the Phantom, right? You know.
Oh, that's funny.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And then also when they, they're like, this is too, or Batman Returns especially, like, this is too dark.
Yes.
They're like, oh, we'll fix that. We'll make it really silly. And the audiences are like, no.
Yeah.
So then they have to keep course correcting till they find the right balance.
Yeah, I mean, with Batman Returns, it's kind of funny because you watch it now, and on the one hand, it's weird because I'm a parent now. So I remember when it came out, seeing a lot of the complaints and me like, guys, to settle down. It isn't that bad. This was me, 1992. But I watch it now as a dad, and I'm like, this is kind of dark.
Yeah. I remember the penguin biting that guy's nose.
Right.
Just
and I mean,
really mean. It's a mean movie.
But it's weird though, right? Because I do like it.
Oh, I like it too. Yeah.
I'm so like I bounce back and forth when it comes to Batman Returns because there's so much in it that I think is downright brilliant.
No, I agree, and I love looking at it.
Yes,
it's a beautiful
exactly.
movie.
Like I'm looking forward to doing a commentary on that with you. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, that'd be. I haven't seen that one in years. I'd be happy to revisit it.
I think between the two films we get a really full portrait of Michael Keaton's approach, and I think what I always come back to is the richness of his portrayal that really gets ignored. Mm-hmm. You know.
Mm-hmm. Like you wouldn't hit a guy in glasses, would you? Where is he pulling all these gags out? I love it.
What are you?
And I love the unhinged Joker here. Yeah, exactly. And he's like waving his butt at him.
Yes.
Don't make him like he used to.
He is having an absolute blast in this movie.
Yeah.
And Nicholson, by the way, I mean, Jack Palance might not have had a great experience, but Nicholson loved Tim Burton.
Yeah.
They got along like a house on fire because they worked together again in
Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
See, but this is only certain actors can do this. What he's doing here, like losing his mind, and I feel like Jared Leto. I mean, you know, we know how I feel about him, but as Joker. But I feel like he's an actor who, like, you know, is like, I'm going to become the Joker today. And then has his sort of methodology, and it just feels like an actor playing the Joker. Whereas Nicholson just has that slightly unhinged thing. He has those arched eyebrows, and you know we've sort of seen this. We've seen it in The Shining, and it's just
yes,
you know what I mean. It feels more natural.
I think Nicholson is not all that far removed from what Cesar Romero is doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But what I mean by that is he's a big name actor who's just hamming it up and having fun.
Yes.
You know, and that was the approach that this film took, and it worked. And when you look at Ledger, their approach, obviously, what him and Nolan arrived at in terms of creating a reality for that character working, it made sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think the big problem with Suicide Squad, which admittedly I haven't revisited in a long time, but Jared Leto was kind of adrift because the movie was sort of schizophrenic in terms of its tone.
Yeah.
And they couldn't land on what it was trying to say, what it was trying to do with this character. Because you've said it before, and I think it's so apt, the Joker, it works best as the spice in the stew.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we got this movie coming up with Joaquin Phoenix, so this whole commentary might be a very weird time capsule.
Right.
But I think a little can go a long way.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I like that you can take Nicholson and Ledger and stack them next to each other, and they're both truly the Joker, and yet they're about as different can be.
Yeah. Both valid interpretations for me.
Yes.
Satisfying.
Now this movie was the first of these films where they kill off the villain.
Yeah, so we just Joker just fell off. Well, he was had that gargoyle attached to his leg, which looks cool. Like the sort of, I was realizing how practical it is, how they show that little weighted cord go around his leg and the gargoyle at the same time.
Yeah.
And then he drops to his death.
Which every movie other than the fourth one kills off the main villain. Two-Face.
Yeah, the death gets even more gruesome if you can imagine it. The Penguin, second movie, where it's like him bile coming out of his mouth and like
it was nasty.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the portrayal of the Penguin was a miscalculation in that movie, but that's a conversation we can have later.
Yeah, I look forward to it. This whole laugh box thing, it's kind of fun.
I remember that from the comic book adaptation.
Me too.
The comic book adaptation I want to mention, by the way, because it has gorgeous artwork by Jerry Ordway. And I mean, his capacity to render these perfect likenesses was really extraordinary.
Oh yeah, I mean that was huge for me.
Yeah.
Again, as someone who didn't see the movie till like a year later, and I read in back issue by our pal John Trumbull did
Yeah.
an interview with Dennis O'Neil and John Ordway, and it was
That's
really
right. Jerry Ordway.
interesting hearing how they tried to. This movie kept changing on the fly, and they had deadlines to meet to get this comic put out in time because they wanted it to coincide with the release, and everything kept changing. So a lot of times they had to guess
Yeah.
what things would play out like.
Yeah, and Denny O'Neil wrote the adaptations. He was the editor of the Batman line, so he actually did the adaptations for all 4 of these movies. And the 4th one actually starts with Joel Schumacher calling action. That's very funny to me. So he actually
that is funny.
They drew like as if like take a step back from the scene, and you see the crew, and Schumacher's calling action, and then the movie adaptation starts.
Huh? That's funny.
So there's the bat signal.
Pretty cool.
The thing is, it would never look like that. Like
No.
that's another thing that I like in Batman Begins, where the depiction of the bat signal as it's almost like a Rorschach test. Like I guess you can see it if you're looking for it.
Yeah, I like that though because it's a more that's what it would look like against a real cloud. When I was a
Exactly.
kid, I learned that this wouldn't work because I saw a spotlight at some sort of carnival or something, and I asked the guys like, "Can I put my hand on it?" 'Cause I thought it would look like a hand in the sky. And I remember he was totally like, "Yeah, go for it, kid." So I think it was me and my brother. We put our hands in front of it, and nothing happens.
Nothing happened.
We learned a lesson that day.
A little piece of you died that day.
Yeah. Now this is another great piece of score from Elfman coming up here, and one of my favorite shots of Batman in all of the movies.
Ever. Now, I think I've said this to you before, but this music to me, I always think of the theme from a TV show, a kids show from the time called Zoobly Zoo.
I remember that, yeah.
Because the theme is Zoobly Zoo, Zoobly Zoo, Zoobly Zoo.
That is really funny.
So, as much as I love this music, I always think that show, it starred like Ben Veree and all these as like animal people. It's actually
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
horrifying. Actually, if you watch
Yeah.
the show, you're like, these people are the result of some island of Moreau
Yes.
genetic experimentation. But we're talking about Batman '89 here.
Yeah.
That final scene is so perfect. If they never made another Batman movie, you've still got something amazing and iconic and revolutionary.
I agree. And wait, real quick, as long as I have the opportunity, can I share a little story about the Batmobile that I thought was pretty funny?
Please do.
1989, I'm going to kind of read it just so I don't miss anything. But Patrick McLynn, a college student from Richmond, Virginia, won the engine-free prop offered in MTV's promotional Steal the Batmobile contest. How awesome is that, right? He intended to loan the prop to local conventions and museums, but he had signed a contract preventing him from profiting off its exhibition. At one museum, apparently they did show it somewhere, the shift lever was stolen. The car was also taxable and led to an IRS audit. Eventually, due to mounting expenses from a motorcycle accident and the prize's $10,000 insurance premium,
Oh my God.
McLynn was forced to sell the Batmobile at a paltry sum.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
I was like, if that ain't like life.
That,
Like, hey, you want the
seriously.
Batmobile, kid? And then it just leads to a series of misfortunes.
That's like a short film, you know?
I know.
Oh, that's horrible. Jeez.
Gee whiz, I sure would love the Batmobile. And then, as soon as he shuts the door, like, knock, knock, knock.
That's
Tags, man.
Brian. That is some monkey's paw shit right there.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Oh, and Shirley Walker, we should call her out. She was the conductor of the orchestra for this.
And yeah, so she had worked with Elfman, and then she went on to be the main person responsible for the musical identity of Batman the Animated Series, which of course used the Danny Elfman thematic material as a jump-off point.
Yeah.
She also composed all the music for Superman the Animated Series. She passed away, unfortunately, but she left a very rich musical legacy.
Oh, yeah.
Also, The Flash, actually. She was also the composer for the Flash TV show.
Oh, okay. I can picture that.
Yeah. I mean, look, the legacy of Batman 1989 is at least as it pertains to Batman on film, I would say that it is unmatched. Even the Dark Knight films, for as important as they are in terms of the history of the character, I don't think they had the level of cultural impact that Batman 89 did.
No, I mean, if we could bring it back, I sort of teased the whole thing about the trailer, but I mean, yeah, people had their doubts about this whole experiment, right? And so the reason they put out that trailer so hastily, which truly was scraps of like dailies,
Yeah.
with no music until the very, very end, I think. And it feels as wayward, right? It doesn't feel cohesive at all. It's just a bunch of glimpses, and there's the Batmobile and the Joker saying a line and seeing a few of the finished special effects. But it didn't matter. I mean, that was one of those earlier stories you hear of people paying to go see a movie just to see a trailer because you couldn't see it on
Yes.
YouTube at the time.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
I will never forget seeing that trailer. And I look it up on YouTube, and I remember it beat for beat. And it worked. And then the hype began, and here we are talking about this movie 30 years later.
Yeah, and I mean, people were stealing posters out of like bus stands,
Yeah,
bus stalls.
yeah.
You know, it was an event. It was an experience. It was to me in my life as a film fan. It was a cultural demarcation point because Batman '89 is when Zaki Hassan became a film fan.
Wow, yeah.
I became somebody who appreciated it and just sort of luxuriated in the entire experience of a movie coming out and wanting to read every little bit about it that I could and just taking it
Yeah.
all in, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it started to get into, like I'm saying, the star logs and all those, like wanting to read about the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Same. I would say same.
Yeah, and so in a very real sense, you know, the roots of everything that we've done since in this industry can be found in the release of this movie.
So I hope that helps explain to those who may not understand why this movie means so much to us.
Yeah, and we hope you enjoyed what we had to say about Batman 89. I've said this before on the regular show. This is a commentary I've been waiting to do for so long, and it was such a thrill to be able to talk through it with you.
Oh, I agree. I love watching this movie. So, yeah.
So, folks, if you have any questions or comments for us about this commentary track or about anything else related to our show, please drop us a line. You can email us at moviefilmpodcast@gmail.com. You can also hit like on our Facebook page, facebook.com/moviefilmpodcast. Please go to iTunes and leave a review, leave a star rating. And just, you know, let us know what you think. If you're looking for me, you can find me at my website, ZakisCorner.com. That's ZAKIS Corner. That's also my Twitter. That's also my Instagram. And, of course, Brian's work you can see via the excellent animated series Puppy Dog Pals on Disney Junior. So that wraps up this discussion, but we'll be back soon with our next regular show, and we'll be back soon for our next commentary track, where we will celebrate the 35th anniversary of The Karate Kid. So thank you, everybody, for listening. We'll catch you next time.